I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins.
And I'm 10 Tampa Bay Meteorologist James Hopkins.
And the tropics.
Yeah.
Basically where we should start there today. And you know what's interesting is let's start with this tropical update. We're missing satellite data. And we're trying to track the tropics. The satellite's called GOES-19. It's actually a relatively new one. There's two of those, GOES-19 West, GOES-19 East, and they're what's called geostationary. So you know the Earth rotates. They stay over the exact same spot of the Earth. And so as the Earth's rotating, they're always constantly looking down. That's how we get satellite data. And a lot of things that we derive from that, like cloud tops, how tall are those storms, that kind of thing. Lightning data. Well, the east version of that, the one over us, obviously, I don't know if I say died, but it went offline yesterday. Something happened. They had an anomaly. The satellite shut itself down, and now they're trying to figure out how to turn it back on or what happened. So it could be days before we get it back.
It was about 14 hours ago, because when I first came in, I think I was looking at about 8 a.m., and you could see the very last blip of it before it went blank. So I think it was near 8 p.m. yesterday. So,
if you look at this, look on the right side of your screen, you can see some satellite data coming in off of the African coast there. But that's because that's a different satellite. And if you look all the way back on the left side there where we are, you see that 20% area that we're watching. There's a few clouds out there. There's not a whole lot, to be honest with you, right now. But we're not going to be able to look at that, I think, for the next couple of days at least. And I think we're going to have to be going in off of radar. So, all right, so that's why you're not seeing that. But you can see that basically a 20% chance still exists for development.
Yeah, and looking at some of the AI models and stuff like that, and we've been mentioning this for the past couple of days, it doesn't look promising. I think even yesterday, at best, I was thinking maybe a depression at best.
At best, right.
At best.
Yeah.
And again, I mentioned this because we're talking about El Nino, we're talking about dust, we're talking about shear, and Colorado State last week lowered their number.
Yeah, substantially lowered their number.
Substantially. 9 named systems. Don't think this one's going to be one of those named systems, but it could potentially bring us impacts, and that's, again, the main reason why we're closely watching. It doesn't really matter if it gets a name or not.
Yeah.
Because of what it could potentially do for us.
Exactly. And, you know, we need the rain. We're in a drought. And it looks like that's what this would be more than anything else. Now, when they initially put that out, you see how it was off of our coast, crosses North Florida, and goes up off the East Coast. So that was the thought process, because the European model has been the one model that's really kind of saying at least something's going to try to do something. And that was going to drag it out to the north and the east. And so does it develop in the Gulf? Probably not. Does it develop off the Carolinas? Maybe. That's kind of that trajectory, if you will. But the latest runs of the European almost drifted more to the west across the Gulf.